Ladies and gentlemen, New York is unable to indict President Trump now. Why? Because they simply don't have anything on him. His CFO, Alan Weisselberg, is not flipping. So here's a Business Insider article. Below in the description section, the Manhattan DA reportedly hasn't flipped the would-be star witness in its Trump investigation. Alan Weisselberg may be holding out for the best possible deal. I explained this in my segment prior to this one. They have nothing on Trump. This is not about the rule of law. This is a politically motivated investigation, just like the Mueller probe, which had nothing to do with national security. Because the three agencies that were highly to moderately confident have a budget of $30 billion. Brennan, Comey, they all had tens of billions of dollars in terms of a budget to find evidence that Trump was working with Russian intelligence officials. It wouldn't be difficult. You could find an email, a money trail, you could find, all different types of communication. There was nothing. So they went and they purchased a dossier. Then they said, well, we didn't find anything with Trump-Russia, so his tax returns are the holy grail of corruption. You just wait. You haven't seen anything. Once we obtain his tax returns, it'll be easy to indict Trump. Well, they have his tax returns, and they found nothing. So now they want Alan Weisselberg, the CFO, and according to the New York Times, they're even going after Alan Weisselberg, the money that he used to pay for his grandchildren's tuition. Okay? Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? His grandchildren, the investigation into Mr. Weisselberg focuses partly on whether he failed to pay taxes on valuable benefits that Mr. Trump provided him and his family over the years. Did he or did he not? That's an issue with the IRS, not the New York attorneys. Isn't that an issue with the IRS? Including apartments and leased cars, as well as tens of thousands of dollars in private school tuition for at least one of his grandchildren. At least one. We know there's one. We couldn't find anything on Russian. Oh, by the way, there were no Russian bounties. That wasn't an accurate story. That was completely false. Then he didn't clear Lafayette Square for a photo op. That was another false story meant to just enrage and engulf morally superior liberals into their usual apoplectic hysteria. And so now they're going after Alan Weisselberg's grandchildren's private school. Okay, this is where we've come as a country. This is the point we've reached as a country where they're trying to find something on Trump. Oh my God, are they trying to find something on Trump? They don't have anything, but they're trying to find something. And if it takes money that Trump gave to Alan Weisselberg to pay for the tuition in a private school for at least one of his grandchildren, then you better believe the New York prosecutors are on the case. They're going to go after this criminal mastermind. And it's like they keep on moving the goalposts so far, like to kick an extra point, it's like 500 yards now. They keep saying that, at first they said, and if you read this New York Times article, it'll be below, Trump executive could face charges as soon as this summer. And then it goes into the money that he got from Trump to pay for his grandchildren's tuition. They went from, he worked with Russia, he helped purchase Facebook as baseless claims, to he pressured Zelensky, another baseless claim because President Zelensky himself refuted those claims. I don't know how anyone could say that Trump pressured the Ukrainian president when President Zelensky himself stated that nobody pressured him, and President Poroshenko, his predecessor, stated nobody pressured him. So Trump didn't pressure anybody, but they got Trump on pressuring because, the mere thought of investigating Biden is blasphemy. And then you have Hunter's emails, which are clear pay to play, just like Madam Secretary's deleted emails, almost certainly, 30,000 of them on servers running outside the United States government. I mean, you have to be an absolute buffoon to be okay with this and to think that it wasn't done to hide communication. You lose, liberal Democrats lose all credibility in any argument. You should never listen to anything a person says when they say, well, it's not a big deal, or so what? Who cares? They're emails. It's like, you would care very much so if Trump had private servers. The partisan view, the partisanship is unbelievable. And what happens is the Washington Post, the New York Times, MSNBC, CNN, you have even Vanity Fair, which never used to be like an extension, like all these publications never used to be an extension of the Democratic Party. They're bolstering the same biases. They're bolstering the beliefs, the belief system, and the viewpoints and the biases of morally superior liberal Democrats. So when Democratic voters look and they see in the media, like, well, everyone's saying that Trump is a criminal. So then they believe, then they say, okay, my viewpoint on Trump is backed up by fact. And they're the ones who will, jump for joy gleefully if they find some discrepancy in terms of like a fact here and there, and they'll engage in the most gross distortion, in the most absurd and ludicrous distortion of reality. Because their sensibilities are infused within every narrative. Trump never worked with Russia, and he wasn't a criminal mastermind. He got $2 billion from Deutsche Bank in decades. Was he deceiving Deutsche Bank? No. They made money off of Trump. This is the Hill. Deutsche Bank loaned Trump over $2 billion. Was Trump, suddenly this person that, like Michael Cohen or Avenatti or others, that, got fame and then just, wanted to, circumvent laws to make more money? No, Trump and his father Fred appeared on the inaugural issue of the Forbes wealthiest list in 1982 with a shared fortune of at least $200 million. In 1982, that was a lot of money. A lot of money. It still is. That's Forbes. You can look, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump's net worth has been hovering around $2.5 billion since last year, according to Forbes estimates, down from an estimated $4.5 billion when he announced his candidacy in 2015. But they're going after the tuition, the money that this criminal mastermind, this unethical deviant, this orange monster gave to his CFO to pay for his grandchild's college tuition. Oh my God, have you heard of anything more vile than that? Save us, New York prosecutors, save us. And then this is a Vanity Fair article, as Michael Cohen has put it, because Michael Cohen is very credible, doing anything possible to get in the good graces of Democrats in New York. So he won't have a prison sentence because he withheld, millions upon millions of dollars in taxes? Who does that? Who does that? Oh, that's right. People who flip on saying on Trump. And by the way, Michael Cohen, he already testified a million times prior to the first impeachment. They used none of his testimony in the first impeachment. Alan Weisselberg knows every single dollar in and every single dollar, not even dollar to the penny, every single penny in and every penny out goes through Alan Weisselberg's desk and then is reported before and after Donald J. Trump. Obviously, someone with such detailed knowledge of the finances of the company would make an extremely helpful witness for Cy Vance, which is why the prosecutors have been working for months to get Weisselberg to flip. Gee, you think maybe Weisselberg and Trump knew more about business in New York? They are going to lose in court. They might actually indict Trump. But they might eventually indict Trump, and they don't care because the media machine, the hysterical, fake news, bogus, false narrative media machine will say, he's on the ropes, he's indicted, you can't vote for him. And he'll defeat them in court because it's almost certainly going to be nonsense. Every narrative they've leveled, Clinton winning in a landslide, Trump working with Russia, Trump pressuring Zelensky, Trump fomenting horrible things which could have been taken into a court of law. He wasn't. And now this, tax returns. They found nothing in his tax returns. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. They're now actually going after Weisselberg's grandchildren's tuition. Where did the money go from? Where did the money come from? It's Trump. The Orange Menace paid for someone's tuition. Give me your thoughts.